Okay, here's another rant. And this one's with my confusion. We have white supremacists out there who scream and holler Jews will not replace us. Because if a Jew is born or if a Jewish person comes to this country, they're replacing them. I've got a question for you white supremacist Jews will not replace us people. Are you an only child? If not, are you the youngest child in your family and you replaced either your brothers or sisters who were above you? If not, is your anger from the fact that you were the oldest or middle child and the youngest child was born and replaced you? Because that's the only way thinking of a Jewish will not replace you mentality makes any sense. It's as if you're saying that if you've got a mother and a father and you were born and then you end up with a baby brother or sister born after you, that baby brother or sister replaces you. That you are no longer part of that family simply because your mother or father gave birth to another child. Now, you're not a TV. Your mom and dad didn't go out and buy you one day and you're still working and then a new, better model came out, went and bought that and tossed you out. That's replacing something. No, your mom and dad went out, fell in love, got together, gave birth to you, and then in the process gave birth to your brother or sister, not replacing you, but adding to your family. That's the same premise of Jewish people coming to America, or black people in America, or brown people in America. You're not being replaced. You're having new people coming into America to enhance the cohesion of America. Just like your little brother or sister enhances the cohesion of your family. Do you understand that? You're not being replaced. You're not a TV. You're not a toaster. You're not a blender. You're not even a house. You are a person who is part of a family unit, that is part of a neighborhood unit, that is part of a town unit, that is part of a national unit, that is part of a world unit. You were not replaced by your siblings. You did not replace your siblings. You are part of that family. You're part of the world family. And if you're a Christian, you believe with all your heart that every human being, no matter the color, the race, the sex, the whatever it may be, that they sprung from the creation of Adam and Eve. So no matter what they evolved to after that, they are still your family. They're still part of you. Your ancestors didn't replace you. The people born after you didn't replace you. The only place you're being replaced at is in your mind. And the only thing that is being replaced is the hatred and the bigotry that keeps this world so separate. This world family so separate. And we're replacing that with a world where everybody gets treated equally. Where no group is allowed to treat another group as if they're lesser. The way many of you white supremacists want to do. Your problem isn't Jewish people replacing you. Your problem is that you do not have the right to abuse Jewish people the way you want to. That's not being replaced. That's your attitude being put in check. That's your heartless cruelty, unchristian behavior being put in check. And don't give me this God crap, because there's nothing God about you. God created the Jewish people. The Jewish people are one of, according to your Christian Bible, the Jewish people are the favored people by God. God created them. God created the black people and the brown people and the white people. God created the children who were born with both male and female sex organs. God created them. And those children, if they choose one sex or the other, will for their whole entire life be on hormone medication. But according to you bigots, because that child was born that way, that child has no right belonging to any sports. That child has no business belonging to anything that is a group activity. Because it's on hormones. Well, I should be on hormones too because I had a hysterectomy. So I guess even though I was born with female parts, I'm on hormones. I don't should never belong to any group activity because of my medical condition. That's what LGBTQ people have, is a medical genetic condition. It's not wrong, it's not right. No different than your child who may have been born with a birth defect is wrong or right. It is just what it is. But you've got to find an excuse to say this is wrong and that is wrong. And I know it is because the Bible says so. Take a look at that dang Bible of yours. Take a darn good look at it. Oh yeah, Luke says a man shall not sleep with a man or else he surely die. Well, you know, that's the Old Testament. Jesus came along and spoke for God. And nowhere in Jesus' preaching did he mention anything about being gay or sleeping with men or sleeping with women. Nowhere. Oh, you know, it's okay and it's fine to go by Jesus' word if it goes by your divorce or all this other crap you want to do. Oh, we don't listen to the Old Testament about that. No. We don't stone our alcoholic relatives. We don't go out there and stone our daughter who is a prostitute. We don't force our daughter to marry her rapist. We wear earrings and get tattoos and do all this other stuff because all that stuff against that is the Old Testament. And we don't follow that. But one spot from Luke, one area in the Bible, out of all the Bible testimony, one area from Luke, a man who was born hundreds of years after Jesus' crucifixion, says, man shall not sleep with man, or he shall surely die. It doesn't say anything about woman sleeping with woman, just man shall not sleep with man. Could that be because the person who said that had a bigoted ideology that said, oh, women sleeping together, that's hot. Yeah, woohoo, let's do it. All right, let's watch it. But he had one of those icky ideologies, like many modern men, that men should not sleep with men. Well, you know, there is one spot in the Bible, and I think it's also from Luke, that a man shall smear feces all over his wife, including in her mouth, before having sex with her. So are you going to do that? Because that goes on to the same line of man shall not sleep with man, or he shall surely die. It's the same line. If you ask me, Luke was a homophobic who had some sick ideology, you know, that, hey, you know, that's just the way it is. Because he was a human being. And he wrote this stuff. And out of the thousands of different religious texts that were out there, King James, who was not a Christian, didn't switch to Catholicism until after he was too old to hold his orgies and to cheat on his wife. Well, he took and said that should be in the Bible. And then you all say the Bible was wrote by God. Wrote by God. Wrote by God and commissioned by an atheist. Why would God commission an atheist to write the Bible? That just don't make any sense. But you seem to think it does. You seem to think that everything in the Bible, as long as it suits your ideology, is gospel. Sure won't force your daughter to marry her rapist. More than likely, you didn't even marry the first person you ever slept with. 90% of your wives have pierced earrings, and not for the reason of a loss. No, they just pierce them because it looks good. How many of you men out there have a tattoo? How many of you women have a tattoo? How many of you men have a piercing? How many of you men out there decided that you wanted to pierce the tip of your dick to make your girlfriend have more pleasure during sex, something that in the Bible should not be performed unless you are having a child? Now in the Bible, it's against man sleeping with man as he would his wife. So in other words, in the Bible, that should mean that according to Luke, the Bible is against sodomy. But yet, how many of you husbands out there give it to your wife up her backside? And you people are out there hollering, Jews shall not replace us. As if your brother or sister who was born after you replaced you in your family. Or as if you who was born after your brothers or sisters replaced your brothers or sisters. People are aggravating. You make me mad. You are sickening. And you are nowhere near being a Christian. Nowhere near it. Every time one of you bigots come up to me and say, God this or God that, I look at you and I think, how hot is hell gonna be for you?